Did the American culture have a negative influence on the Native American culture? Originally, over 10 million pre-Columbian Native Americans resided in the present-day United States. That number has since fallen to approximately 2.4 million. A total of 3,530 Native Americans fought in the Union, and 1,108 were killed. Very few Native Americans fought on the side of the Confederates, since Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina were heavily engaged in the slave trade of Native Americans. In 1830, Congress, under President Andrew Jackson, passed a Removal Act on Native Americans. This act caused Native Americans to move from their homeland in the east and into the Oklahoma region in the west. Many Native Americans were brutally murdered. This was shown in the many genocidal acts that were committed by Americans. These acts left hundreds dead. The Native Americans were killed because Americans needed to use their land desperately for warfare, but the Native Americans would refuse to leave. One of the most famous massacres was the Massacre of the Yuki of Northern California. This sparked outrage in the Native American community and left hundreds of Cherokee Indians dead. Even though the American culture severely impacted the Native American Indian culture and proved to be destructive to their society, there are many influential Native American icons that served in the Civil War. The Thomas Legion was a group of Cherokee Confederates who fought in the Tennessee and Carolina mountains. Company K was a group of natives that was the first Michigan sharpshooters. Eli S. Parker was a Union Civil War general who wrote the terms of surrender between the United States and the Confederate States of America. Parker was one of 2 Native Americans to reach the rank of brigadier general during the Civil War. Jackson McCurtain was lieutenant colonel of the 1st Choctaw Battalion in Oklahoma. It is certain that the American culture had a negative influence on the Native American culture. The Native Americans had many casualties during the Civil War and were mistreated. The Native Americans were treated as third-class citizens, and it shows in the amount of Native American tribes we see in the United States today.